recent months to beat tariff-related price increases. Kate Fisher reports from Washington.
Consumer spending showed its largest decrease since January, and it was lower than the Dow Jones forecast for a 0.6% reduction, suggesting consumers may be nervous about the direction of the economy and they're choosing to save rather than spend. The primary driver of the retail decline was a dip in car sales.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Yep, here we go again. Another edition of Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Wednesday, the 18th day of June for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic with you as we get you up, get you going here this morning. All of your news, weather, and sports you need to get out the door on this day. Going to be talking about the latest developments in the College World Series, the results from yesterday. 3 games were played, and some more games scheduled for today. We'll give you the schedule at the College World Series. The Nebraska volleyball team has landed 3 more recruits to the 2027 class. We'll tell you who they are. The Nebraska women's basketball team going to be playing in the Emerald Coast Classic in Niceville, Florida, just ahead of the 2025 Thanksgiving holiday. We'll tell you about that coming up. The Nebraska football team losing a 4-star quarterback commitment as he is decommitted from the Huskers. The number 1 prospect in the state of Nebraska has flipped his commitment from Iowa State to Alabama. We'll tell you about that coming up. We've got Legion Baseball, the Hastings Sodbusters, NBA playoffs continue tomorrow night. We have a champion in the NHL, so all that and more is coming up for as we get you up and get you going here on this Wednesday. We welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios here this morning.
And a good morning. Yeah, plenty of topics to hit on today. You mentioned the Florida Panthers clinching on home ice last night. A Stanley Cup victory, their second in a row. Gary Bettman coming out and asking South Floridians, didn't we just do this a whole year ago? And back-to-back Cup champions for them. An excellent game for Sam Reinhart. 4 goals, got the Hattie. Becomes like one of the first players since I think 1956 to score 4 goals in a Stanley Cup final. So Conn Smythe Trophy ultimately not going to him, however. It goes to Sam Bennett. So the Florida Panthers, your Stanley Cup champions. Don't want to say you heard it here first, but you heard it here first. Once the dust all settled, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I had Florida losing in the first round of the Lightning, so I can't really talk, but once they worked their way through the NHL playoffs, it was kind of a formality. I mean, Florida just looked like the team that was the strongest, lines 1 through 4. Got a good performance last night again. That offense just continues to score goals. And when you score a lot of goals, you win a lot of games. And Florida's proved that over the course of the last, not just 2 years with their 2 Stanley Cups back-to-back, but I think really the last 4 years, they've kind of been the leader of the pack, so to speak, and everyone's kind of chasing them. So Florida capping things off, ending things on the ice. The hockey season has come to an end. We will talk hockey again come October.
Yeah, Sam Bennett named the winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player in the 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs. Bennett scored 15 goals in the playoffs, so he wins the Conn Smythe Trophy. The Florida Panthers for the second straight year, the Stanley Cup champs. And just as the season wraps up, the odds are out to the 2026
Outstanding
Stanley Cup.
Outstanding.
And there's some disagreements depending on which sports book you go to. The 2-time defending champion Florida Panthers, one of the favorites to repeat again for next year, along with Edmonton, Carolina,
sure,
and Colorado. So depending on which sports books go to out in Vegas, you can get odds for just about anybody to win the 2026 Stanley Cup championship. Again, it's between the Panthers, the Oilers, the Hurricanes, and the Avalanche. So there you go. 2026, what are you looking at here?
I'm surprised that you put Florida as the early, way too early, super early, don't even start this crap too early favorites. Based on how hard it is to win 3 in a row. I mean, 2 in a row is a feat in and of itself. 3 in a row would just be an outstanding accomplishment. And I would have trouble throwing money at Florida, even though there's been 0 offseason moves. There has been 0 players put into the draft and moved around via free agency. Even though they just won the damn thing, flash forward 1 year from now, it's hard to imagine a three-peat. So,
as you're a hockey guru, has anybody won 3 straight Stanley Cups?
Don't ask me trivia questions so early in the morning. That's unfair. It hasn't been done in a while.
Like back in the Toronto, Montreal days.
They had a heyday back in the 70s, didn't they?
Back when they were dominating in the NHL. Did they ever win 3 in a row? We'll pull that up before we move on here today. But if you're just waking up
When was
Florida.
the last three-peat?
Yeah. Has there been a three-peat in the NHL?
When was let's see. We have got the Canadians from 56 to 60, and then again from 76 to 79.
Yeah, I thought something back in that era. I'm not a big hockey guru like you are, but I thought like Montreal or Toronto.
Toronto in 62 to 64, and the most recent was the Islanders with a four-peat back from the early 80s. 1980 through 1983, 4 consecutive championships. The Habs with the longest streak, the Montreal Canadiens, they had 5 consecutive championships in the 50s. That was the longest streak. They had 4 in the 70s, 4 from the Islanders. That's your most recent streak. Other than that, there's just been back-to-backs.
All right, so the Florida Panthers have something in 2026 to shoot for. A little history there. The ice in the National Hockey League next year. So the hockey season is now over. The NBA season could end tomorrow. NBA playoffs are continuing. Oklahoma City will play at Indiana. The Thunder lead that championship series 3-2. So a Thunder victory tomorrow at Indiana would wrap up their series. That's why I told you at the beginning of this championship series that I thought the Thunder would win in 6. They can do that with a victory tomorrow at Indiana to perhaps lock up the NBA season. If not, we go to a deciding Game 7.
I just think Indiana's too far removed from nearly getting a firm grip on the NBA final series to having that grip stolen away and completely taken in the other favor. To me, it seems like Indiana had their opportunity. They could have potentially made the series 3-1, missed that opportunity. It's 2-2, then the Thunder make it 3-2. I just see OKC closing the door tonight. I really do. Or
tomorrow.
Not tonight, but tomorrow. Yeah,
Tomorrow.
Slamming the door shut.
All right, so
I'm
that
with
would
you.
be the NBA season. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number if you'd like to chime in here today on something we're talking about or something on your mind, something sports-related or not. Gives a shout out, 402-834-1330. The easiest way, put that in your speed dial and not be like Stroman was yesterday and missed dial and make an international call to somebody. Just put it in your speed dial. You're going to be calling us again. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. You can leave us a message on any one of our social media sites as we are monitoring those as well. Do you see how many downloads we got yesterday? Evidently, we struck a nerve when we were talking to Coach Stroman about youth sports. Evidently, we hit a nerve with a lot of people. We had well over just 150 downloads just on Facebook alone. of our show yesterday. People wanting to listen to the show and see what Tim had to say. And again, we're going to bring him on before the football season gets underway. We're going to talk about youth sports. He's writing a thesis for his summer school class, so we might as well let him expand on that. So we'll get that arranged with Tim. But great job on the downloads yesterday. People had over 150 alone just on Facebook.
Well, it's all about the word spreads, and people will tell their coworkers and their friends, hey, man, you had to listen to this show this morning. This was some really interesting stuff. And I know that not everybody is going to be lockstep in agreement with everything we say on this show. But at the same time, I think it's there's things that we say on the show that do need to be heard to at least generate a conversation. And when you take a look at sports as a whole, and we'll just piggyback on this for a second from yesterday, when you take a look at the shape of sports today, and we're seeing it in Nebraska with schools that can't field programs by the time we get to high school because of multiple factors. And I'm not just going to say it's youth sports, but, a kid shouldn't be burned out from baseball before they get their driver's license or learner's permit. That stuff just kills you inside. When you see programs that were perennial powerhouses, whether that be for winter or spring sports, start to fold because the fall sports asking them to immediately sign up for winter camp or play on a travel ball team, club ball that the school has no control over how to dictate these NSAA rest rules. That's bad actors in the on the stage, and we need to have a conversation about how to mitigate that and fix some of that. So it's gonna be a very intriguing conversation that I think that is going to be had, that needs to be heard, and I'm looking forward to that later this summer.
Yeah, we'll get that done, like we said before, the football season gets rolling. Really looking for somebody on the other side that wants to come out and maybe join the conversation. I'm efforting that a little bit. Maybe find somebody that has the different view, that enjoys getting the youth in a traveling league that plays 12 months out of the year, and see what they're thinking. We heard a lot from Tim yesterday, and we'll hear a lot more from him in the weeks ahead. But I'm efforting my thoughts that we ought to get somebody from the other side to maybe chime in with us too.
Sure, but here's the thing: like, it's going to take somebody to be vocal about that. And what I've heard a lot is coach speak, where they're talking about the benefits of being multi-sport athletes, and they're promoting this for their program. But then on the flip of the coin, they're like, well, if you do want to make varsity roster, we highly encourage club ball or be a part of these winter workouts. And so it's double speak. They say one thing, but they follow another. So it's going to take some courageous strength for somebody to be on that other side. And I'm willing to listen to that argument about sports specialization and why they feel that that's a necessity to compete with the top teams in the state. I don't know that it is, but we're willing to have that conversation.
All right, again, 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. If you want to chime in with us here today, leave us a message on one of our social media sites. We are monitoring that as well. One other sports note we have, I wanted to bring up just in passing here.
Yeah.
For NASCAR racing folks, Spire Motorsports has fined one of their drivers, Carson Hocevar, $50,000 for derogatory comments he made about Mexico City on a live stream as a NASCAR, of course, raced there last weekend. Spire said the $50,000 fine will be donated in equal portions to 3 organizations that serve Mexican communities, including their Mexican Red Cross, also a nonprofit combating childhood malnutrition and supporting early childhood development in rural communities, and also the United Way of Mexico, which funds local groups that improve education, health, and housing in 22 Mexican states. Carson Hocevar, he's a young kid.
Okay.
And he was out of the States for the first time. He basically called Mexico a shithole.
Can't do that.
Yeah, he called Mexico a shithole.
Can't do that.
During the live stream that he had in the past few days. So Spire Motorsports, who's basically his boss, finds him $50,000, slaps his hand, say, "Hey, little fella, can't do that.
Right.
We'll divide up the $50,000 between the three groups, and let's get the hell out of Mexico and get back up to Pocono, get back into the States." So
Also, yeah. I mean, time and place, and I mean, I know that freedom of speech is a big deal, right? Like Denny Hamlin has his own podcast; he says whatever the hell he wants. But this Hostifer guy, not on Denny Hamlin's status, and Denny Hamlin's also smart enough not to call a place a shithole when you just race there, and your brand, the people that pay you are trying to promote the globalization of the sport, and you're out there throwing slurs of any kind around. Like time and place, my man.
it's kind of like this show. Yeah, we've got a little leeway on this show, something we didn't have in our previous job. Both you and I worked at the same place, something we didn't have before. We kind of say things on this show that we couldn't at a previous job, but that's the nice thing about having our own show and our own platform here.
Right, but at the same time, we still use our heads. Like we don't
call
shit on the
Mexico
people that pay us.
a shithole.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Anyway, I probably would have said that before I got out of Mexico. Yeah, probably. I don't want to call the place a shithole and then try to get out of the country.
Be gracious hosts.
So,
Be gracious. Before we get to the news break, I wanted to touch on this just a little bit. Don't know if you want to extend this into the second portion of the show, but we did talk briefly yesterday about Mascot Day. Yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
So, interestingly of note, I had no idea that Mascot Day was such a big deal. There is a Mascot Hall of Fame, and in that Mascot Hall of Fame, on Mascot Day, they elect mascots to join the Mascot Hall of Fame. Guess who was elected as a member of the Mascot Hall of Fame yesterday?
The guy at Kansas City.
The Casey Wolf was, he might have been, but guess who else in St. Louis was put into the Mascot Hall of Fame?
Oh, God. Not the St. Louis Blues guy.
Nope, it's not Bluey.
Well, who else could it be? The Cardinal guy?
It's Fred Bird. Fred Bird was inducted to the Mascot Hall of Fame yesterday. Congratulations to the Cardinals and Fred Bird and the Cardinals organization. Fred Bird, one of my favorite mascots. Obviously, my top two are going to be Fred Bird and Bluey, just because of that's where my heart lies. But other great ones that we need to pay homage to, the Philly Fanatic, like just one of the iconic mascots in all of baseball. Mr. Met, gotta love Mr. Met. Even when he played the trumpets with Edwin Diaz's famous intro with Timmy Trumpet, that was one of the iconic mascot and celebrity moments of all time. I love Casey Wolf. I won't lie to you. I think he's a great mascot. Puddles from the University of Oregon. Can't forget about him. And Benny the Bull, also ranking in probably my top celebrity mascot Rushmore Hall of Fame. So
yeah, well, we kind of talked about this yesterday. Casey Wolf, by the way, the guy who's been playing Casey Wolf for the past several years. In fact, I think I read yesterday, like 25 or 30 years. He's retiring.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he made the announcement yesterday during National Mascot Day. So the guy who has been Casey Wolf for the Chiefs the past several years, in fact, couple of decades, is retiring. So we're going to have we're not going to have a new mascot, just somebody inside the suit. I always wanted to be.
I knew this was coming.
I always wanted to be a mascot, and I know where this is going to lead. In my chicken suit. Yeah, I know where this is going to lead. Well, you were a mascot. You wore that damn chicken suit all the time.
Right.
But I always wanted to be a mascot. Amber's chimed in. She obviously has read more about it. 35 years for Casey Wolf, the guy who's been Casey Wolf. He's retiring after 35 years. Maybe I could do that. I wonder what that pays. Is that a volunteer job, Casey Wolf?
It can't be. You're in charge of Arrowhead Stadium. You are the entertainment when the Chiefs are sucking. Like, you have to be on your game. Casey Wolf, I bet that pays pretty good. Plus, it's a mascot uniform. I wanted to be a mascot until the day I became a mascot, and the day I became a mascot was the day that I'll suddenly never be a mascot again. We got time for story time, right? Like, we own the show. Remember Duck Days?
Duck Days?
The duck race around the lazy river.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, flashback to, like, the hottest day of summer on record in Nebraska history. I think it was like 164 degrees that day.
And you were in a suit?
Humidity was like 80,000%. And I was in the infamous penguin suit that we had.
I remember that.
Do you remember this day?
I don't remember the day specifically. I remember the penguin suit.
I do. I was in the penguin suit.
Well, you were one of the new guys at the radio station, so
right.
We always put the new guy in the penguin suit.
And I was the smallest of the guys at the radio station, and it happened to fit the smallest of the people.
Yeah, it was the penguin suit. You were the only one that could fit into the penguin suit because it was so small. Mm-hmm. So we nominated you to be the penguin.
Yes.
And it was on
the hottest day of the year.
Hottest day of the year.
And there was no ventilation in that penguin suit whatsoever. I mean, you had to breathe through the tiny little eye holes. And all I remember was I looked over and I had my handlers because I was, at this point, I'm like losing vision because it's so hot in there. And so I got my handlers and I says, bathroom. And so we waltz on over to the bathroom. And in this process, like, all I'm thinking is I just have to take the suit off. I have to get some fresh air. I need all the water. And, like, every little kid along the way stopped me for like 7 minutes for an autograph session and photo time. And I'm like, I'm gonna die in this suit. And I end up finally making my way over just in time to rip off the penguin suit head and so exhausted, like, ran towards the bathroom. And lo and behold, next thing I know, there's this little kid that's looking up at me and goes, Breezy's sick.
Oh, no.
And here I am, like, I'm just, like, beet red and just sweating. And I'm like, he's going to be okay.
Breezy's gonna
once
be
he gets some water and 10 minutes of fresh air.
Yeah, in that chicken suit I wore, there's no ventilation in those things.
No.
So it gets damn hot in there.
It's the best quickest weight loss plan I ever got into.
Probably the nicer mascot uniforms, costumes. Mm-hmm. I would say something like Casey Wolf probably has some kind of a ventilation system in his suits.
Yeah.
The nicer ones.
Like Little Red, he's freaking inflatable, so you know he's got air rolling through there.
Yeah, so maybe we were just on the cheap end of things.
We're the cheap ass side of mascot. But begging minds want to know: Are you going to apply? Do I need a co-host to find a co-host for football season? Are you going to jump ship and be the KC Wolf mascot to fill a lifelong dream of becoming a mascot?
God, that guy did it for 35 years. There must be some bennies. To be in that KC Wolf.
There's going to be a lot of bendies, too, like bendies and jumpies, and I don't have that in me at this age.
Chief is chiming in. What about Clark the Cub?
What about him?
Clark the Cub. Anyway, if you'd like to chime in with your favorite mascot, we can go there. We started to talk about this on the end of the show yesterday for a National Mascot Day. We can go there.
I didn't realize how big of a party it was until I got on social media and was looking at all the mascot-related news. You mentioned Casey the Wolf, and then we had the Fred Bird going into the Hall of Fame mascot. I didn't realize that it was that big of a deal until I looked at all the sports teams honoring their mascots.
All right, so chime in. Your favorite mascot. I know we'll get a lot of KC Wolves. Let's see who else is in this studio in the lobby. We got some Steelers fans. What's the Steeler mascot? Do they have one? Throw that out there.
I think so.
Pittsburgh Steelers, do you have a mascot?
I don't think
chime
so.
in on that. We got the Jayhawk. We got some Jayhawk people.
Oh, sure. Rock Chalk is going to be down there.
Yeah. We got some Jayhawk people that are in the studio each and every day. The Rockies, what do they have?
They have a dinosaur.
A dinosaur?
Like Dino, I think is his name.
Why does the Colorado Rockies have a dinosaur?
I don't know, but you got to remember, like, one of the best images on opening day ever was when they rolled out this gigantic dinosaur egg, and then they, like, had a live hatching, and it was Dino the Dino, the Rocky mascot.
You're the Colorado Rockies.
What, are you going to be a mascot mountain?
A dinosaur? No wonder that franchise is so screwed up.
Like fossils in the mountains. They found a fossil.
Stroman chimed in. He says he named his dog after the Nuggets mascot 13 years ago.
What's the Nuggets mascot name?
What's the Nuggets mascot? Anyway, you can chime in. Leave us a message on one of our social media sites. Dallas Cowboys.
$65,000?
$65,000 is what they pay.
Screw it.
Casey Wolf.
I'm applying. I don't even like the Chiefs.
Steelers is Steely McBean. What the hell is that?
Oh, not Dino. Dinger. Dinger the Dino.
Dinger.
Dinger the Dino.
Yeah, we're getting everybody to chime in now.
That's
yeah,
good
Riken, my grandson is kind of the expert on mascots. He sits down and studies everybody's mascot for some reason.
That's good stuff. Good stuff.
Steely McBean.
Speaking of the Cowboys, did you see this yesterday make its way on social media? This was good stuff. Okay, so yesterday, right, we are in the best part of the sports equinox ever. NBA championship, NHL Stanley Cup championship finals. We've got the Men's College World Series going on in Omaha. We've got the heart of the summer, dog days, if you will, of the Major League Baseball season, and Rafi Devers getting traded from Boston to San Francisco. But did you see the very first topic on First Take yesterday on ESPN? We could throw these guys under the bus. I don't give a crap.
It's got to be something with the Cowboys.
Their lead story on ESPN yesterday morning was talking about Dak Prescott's legacy.
I didn't know he had one.
For the lead story. Whether or not he has a legacy is irrelevant to the conversation that what the hell is their lead story talking about Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys for when everything else is going on? Get a clue.
Yeah, there's plenty of time to talk about that in
During
July.
Football season, July, August, leading up to.
Yeah.
And then furthermore, why are you talking about a legacy that doesn't exist?
Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't know Dak Prescott had a legacy at Dallas.
Which is like part two of the question that you start to ask yourself, but part one of the question that you have to ask yourself is why are we talking about this in the first place when there's all of the things?
It's still mid-June. We still got a long way to go.
With four sports reaching the pinnacle of their seasons.
We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
ESPN. They're out of touch. They've completely lost touch with the sports world.
Not even we're talking about that.
Which is why we have Extreme Sports. To give you an alternative.
Kind of rolling along here. Rolling along. It's a 7:28. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Yesterday, the Hall County Board of Commissioners approved several significant developments, including a new housing project in Doniphan. Doniphan, home of the Cardinals. Speaking of mascots, the board voted 5-2 to approve the rezoning and development plan for a new subdivision west of Doniphan. The plan includes 33 homes on 3-acre lots. Regional Planning Director Chad Nabity noted that the Regional Planning Commission had recommended approval following a public hearing back on June 4th. Early yesterday, the Kearney Volunteer Fire Department responded to a structure fire on 6th Avenue. Upon arrival, crews observed a fire on the back side of the home and initiated an exterior attack. A search confirmed all occupants had evacuated. The fire was extinguished about an hour later. The fire had extended into the second-floor bedroom but was extinguished without injuries. The Nebraska State Fire Marshal's office is investigating the case, which is believed to be accidental, likely originating from embers from a fire pit. And 4 individuals made their first federal court appearance on Monday after being charged in connection with a protest following a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement raid at Glen Valley Foods, a meatpacking plant in Omaha. Back on June 10th, ICE detained approximately 76 workers during the raid, marking one of the largest worksite enforcement operations in Nebraska under the Trump administration. In the aftermath, protesters gathered near the plant with some jumping on moving law enforcement vehicles and throwing rocks, leading to property damage. Omaha's newly elected Mayor John Ewing Jr. expressed support for the immigrant community, emphasizing that local law enforcement would not engage in immigration status checks during routine calls. It's now 7:30. We'll swing things back over your way. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the College World Series yesterday, LSU beat UCLA 9-5 in the completion of that game on Monday that was suspended by the weather. In the other games yesterday, Louisville beat Oregon State 7-6, and Arkansas got by UCLA 7-3. Oregon State and UCLA have been eliminated. Today, Coastal Carolina will play Louisville at 1. Cardinals will have to beat Coastal Carolina twice in order to move into the championship series. The Nebraska volleyball team has landed 3 more recruits in the 2027 class. Shea Weatherspoon ranks 10th among all players in the 2027 recruiting class. She's a 6'3" outside hitter from St. Louis. Hua Lecona of Mesa, Arizona, and Mallory Johnson of Bryan Center, Michigan, both play libero. Nebraska got 3 commitments on Monday, including one from the number 1 player in the 2027 recruiting class, Kendall Omari of Queen Creek, Arizona. The Nebraska women's basketball team will play in the Emerald Coast Classic in Niceville, Florida, ahead of the 2025 Thanksgiving holiday. The event is scheduled for November 24th and 25th. Nebraska will play Purdue-Fort Wayne in the opening round of the Beach bracket. The other game will feature Northwestern State against Virginia. In the Bay bracket, Middle Tennessee State will play Providence, and Alcorn State will take on Mississippi State. A 4-star quarterback has decommitted from Nebraska's 2026 recruiting class. C.J. Brownell has been with the Huskers and pledged to the Huskers since November the 26th. He is the number 106 overall prospect and the number 14 quarterback in the 2026 cycle. He recently took a recruiting visit to Florida State. The number 1 prospect in Nebraska has flipped his commitment from Iowa State to Alabama. Quarterback Jet Tamala of Millard South completed 250 of 350 passes for 3,664 yards and 47 touchdowns last year, while leading the Patriots to the Class A state championship in his junior season. American Legion baseball from last night. Grand Island Home Fed will beat Kearney Miscos 7-1. 3 Grand Island pitchers limited Kearney to only 1 base hit in the game. Grand Island scored 5 runs in the first inning. Grand Island is now 7-8. Kearney falls to 12-6. Tonight, Hastings Runza will host Sutton in a doubleheader beginning at 5:30 out at Duncan. Spearfish beat the Hastings Sodbusters 13-3 last night. Spearfish scored 5 runs in the first inning. Ethan Marshall was the losing pitcher. Hastings is now 13-6 on the season. Same 2 teams will play a doubleheader today, beginning at 4:35. That's a check on your sports headlines this morning. Coming up on 7 34 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Wednesday brings one final day of cooler weather before that summer heat comes with a vengeance. Hey everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. 82 is the high today on Wednesday. We'll have a chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Northwest winds 5 to 10. Overnight tonight will be mostly clear and a low of 60. On Thursday, plenty of sunshine, a high of 94, and that's where it all starts. Friday, 101. Same on Saturday and 98 Sunday.
Right now we've got north winds at 4. It's cloudy 63 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high speed, dirt slinging, adrenaline pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class winged beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
Mike Will, Tyson and Veronica with you. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Wednesday. Again, thanks for joining us, whether you're listening online on our website, x-streamsports.com. On your smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. Talking about mascots today.
Yeah.
That's some people chiming in on our social media sites. The mascot for the Denver Nuggets, Rocky, he's thought to be the highest paid mascot in all of sports.
Really?
He makes $625,000
a year.
Yeah, to be a mascot. No wonder the Nuggets have some troubles. They're paying their mascot almost $1 million. $625,000 to be Rocky, the mascot.
Let's see.
Somebody else was chiming in earlier. They, I think that here we go. The mascot for the Patriots, Pat the Patriot.
Yep.
For New England, he makes $65,000. Tied with the Dallas Cowboys mascot, Rowdy.
Do the mascots have a union? Because I'm seeing a big discrepancy. If I'm Pat the Patriot, I'm pissed off because Rocky's making $625 and I'm making $62.
Yeah, the mascot for the Cowboys, he makes about $65,000. This all got started when we talked about KC Wolf. Again, he's retiring after 30-some years of being KC Wolf.
I'll say this. If your dreams and aspirations are, Mike Will, to become a mascot, we have got plenty of training opportunities for you in the next coming days.
I wonder...
Nobody's put on the Buster uniform yet.
Oh, God. I wonder what the job description would be.
For a mascot?
Yeah, like KC Wolf. They're looking for people to be KC Wolf. What would the job description be? I don't know. I'll have to pull it up.
Entertain.
You got to entertain 80,000 people.
Problem is with Truman the Tiger, he joins the National Guard when they do their push-ups after Missouri scores. I don't know if I'm physically fit enough to be a mascot. I wouldn't be able to do push-ups or bounce around on my head.
That was always fun. I'll bring this story up because I told it several times. Back when Hastings College was playing Sioux Falls back in their heyday.
Yep.
They used to have a cougar that did the same thing.
Yep.
He used to do push-ups after Sioux Falls scored a touchdown.
They hung 82 a couple times on HC.
On different teams.
Yeah. It wasn't just HC.
So the poor cougar, he had to have a second cougar. Yeah, because he did the push-up for every for every score they had. You score a touchdown, he's got to do 7 push-ups.
He was tuckered out at halftime.
You score 35 points, you got to do 35 push-ups. So that was back in their heyday when they were scoring 70, 80 points a game on just about everybody. So that cougar, he had to have a second guy. One guy did 30 or 40. Then they turn it over to the other cougar. He had to do 30 or 40 push-ups.
And by the time he finished with his 82 push-ups, they scored again. Oh no.
God. 402-834-1330, our telephone number if you'd like to chime in with us here today.
An update from Rocco's.
Oh, yeah.
An update from Rocco's.
It's not a challenge anymore.
Nope. Second place Murray State would have to drink consume as many Jell-O shots as they have throughout the entire duration of the tournament. Oh, by the way, Murray State's knocked out. And they would have to drink or consume double and then add on another 5,000 Jell-O shots just to catch LSU at this point, who, by the way, is still in the baseball tournament. LSU with 20,000. They did eclipse the 20,000 mark yesterday. 20,279 Jell-O shots. Murray State is in third. Arkansas, 7,717. Murray State third with 7,709. Coastal Carolina is fourth with 5,263. The other teams didn't even get over 2,000 Jell-O shots.
Now, that is down. That's down from previous years. What's going on? LSU set a record there last year or the year before with almost 70,000 Jello shots. What do they got? Only 20?
20.
Just over 20? They still got some more days to go, but they're not going to get to 60,000. Come on, people.
You throw a carrot in front of an LSU rabid fan base, and I think they can find a way. They got plenty of money to pass around Jello shots, and my expectation is they'll hit it. Before the end of the College World. Yes. With all the LSU backers, they'll find a way.
Wow.
They might buy a Jello shot for every person passing on the street, but they'll get there.
You are pretty optimistic.
I am optimistic that LSU will reach the record this year, especially because I think they'll take care of business. I think they'll knock off Arkansas. Although at this point in the game, I can tell you with these 4 teams remaining, there is not going to be a bad baseball matchup for the rest of the College World Series.
Okay, you got Coastal Carolina. They're going to play Louisville today at 1.
Yep.
And Louisville will have to beat Coastal Carolina twice.
Yep.
In order to move into the championship series. And then the same story for tomorrow. Arkansas will play LSU tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And Arkansas will have to beat LSU twice to move into the championship round.
But there's not a bad result in there. I mean, I can make a case for all 4 of these teams. I think that's the exciting part about college baseball is you've really got the cream of the crop to rise throughout the duration of this College World Series. I'll be honest with you, I think these are the best 4 teams in college baseball, and I think we're seeing them all in the semifinal stage. And through the duration of the tournament, I think the weeds, these guys came through the weeds, and I'm looking forward to what should be a fun finish. And again, at this point in the juncture, the heart and the head, they don't care anymore because we know we're going to be treated to some really good baseball.
So right now in the driver's seat, Coastal Carolina and LSU.
Which would be a fun championship series. Yeah, really passionate fan bases about their baseball program.
They get to the championship series. It's a best-of-3 affair. So whoever comes out of each bracket will move on to the championship series. Oh, you might know Ryan Martin has chimed in.
Jayhawk. Next favorite would be the Philly Fanatic. Sure.
It's Philadelphia Philly Fanatic.
People love the Fanatic.
Again, chime in on mascots today. Your favorite mascot. Drop us a message on one of our social media sites. We're a day late. I know that. It was National Mascot Day yesterday, but we caught it at the end of the show yesterday, and we were already in overtime.
We were already in OT yesterday. Today, by the way, it's Want to Get Away Day. A day that is encouraging travel and reconnection with loved ones. Kind of a spin-off on the Southwest Airlines old commercials, Want to Get Away. It's also National Splurge Day today, where you're going to treat yourself and indulge in something special. What are you splurging on today?
For a Wednesday?
What would be a splurge item for you? Something that's not on the list. You don't really need it, but you want to go out and get it today because it's Splurge Day.
I don't know what that would be. I don't know what that would be today.
We were just talking about it yesterday. Go get yourself a Kansas City Chiefs grill cover. Get on Amazon and splurge today.
Buy one?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get my kids to buy me one so I don't have to spend the money.
All right, kids, splurge on your dad day today then.
Just get him a chicken wings, will you?
Ooh, could splurge on some wings.
I had wings last night again.
Did you? Could splurge on some wings. That'd be a good one.
Wings.
National Picnic Day today. I've never been a picnic fan. Bugs and flies getting on your food, just not for me. Celebration of Sushi Day today.
Just going back to, I'm trying to visualize you with a picnic basket.
It's not a good visual.
Hey, Yogi. Hey, Yogi.
Most of the time, like, the sandwiches get outside of the little baggies, and there's...
What's in your picnic basket?
A freaking mess, Yogi. That's what's in my picnic basket.
Hey, Yogi.
It is National Cheesemakers Day today, honoring the art and tradition of cheese making. Ooh, here you go. We can encourage a day on the lake today. It's National Fishing Day today. Boy, I suck at fishing. I don't know about you. I suck at it. It's not my sport.
I'm just kind of reading out on who's chiming in here.
There you go. And for some reason, it's a lighthearted day to acknowledge the release of anxiety and stress. It's National Panic Day today. So there you go.
Special days.
Fishing, sushi. What else did we say? Panic.
Picnics.
Picnic and splurge.
Yeah, my daughter's already chiming in on our Facebook post. And I mentioned this yesterday. You came up with a great idea.
Yeah.
But all my special days are over. My birthday, my anniversary, and Father's Day.
Whatever happened just because gifts?
Just because I'm a nice guy?
Just because gifts. Like, they're the best gifts ever. Just because, like, I know it's not a special day. I don't, and I've always said this, like, whether it's Valentine's Day or Christmas or whatever, you know.
Just go out and buy something?
Just go out and buy something.
Do you do that? No, do you do that with your folks?
If I find something that I think they can use, absolutely.
Do you? You just buy it for them and say, here, Dad.
Yeah.
Here, Mom.
Just because gifts. I don't need to pinpoint and hold this in my closet until Father's Day to give it to you. I already got it. Put it to use.
Yeah, they could probably buy me a Kansas City Chiefs grill cover and then hold it until next year.
But see, that grill season is now. You need it now. and then get it now so that if your Christmas gift sucks, you already had the just because gift, so you're not out of anything.
Oh, yeah,
you're not a disappointment.
Yeah, I forgot that Christmas is coming up.
It's not coming up. It's June.
Christmas in June.
Don't you even dare pretend that Christmas is coming up.
You guys start making plans.
Don't start me in the thought process of winter weather.
Start making plans for Christmas gift giving. Start making your list so when you get to November or December and you can't come up with a gift for Mom and Dad, you pull out the list in June that you might have something on there.
Do you know how I shop on Christmas?
I do, but I'm just telling other people that's listening to this show. They might be smarter shoppers than us. Start devising your Christmas list now when people give you hints that they might like or enjoy. You put that on a list so when Christmas comes and you go out and shop for Dad or Mom or your brother or Aunt Lucy. Oh, yeah, I remember back in June, remember? Aunt Lucy was talking about getting that diamond pendant or whatever. I know I shouldn't have brought it up. I shouldn't have brought it up.
You just miss it. I think that by holding this until Christmas, you're missing out on the opportunity to enjoy the grill cover this grill season. I'm being your advocate. I'm trying to get you a grill cover faster. I'm trying to fast track this operation.
This all started yesterday when my grill cover blew off in the winds, but it was snagged by my porch railing.
I didn't realize yesterday how many down tree branches I had until I went out in the backyard.
Yeah, there was some tree damage.
My tree took a hit.
I actually saw a roof blowing off out this way.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So we had some massive winds.
Straight line winds.
And now we're going to get ready for heat. Did you see the forecast for the weekend?
Oh, it's going to be hot shit.
99, 100, 101.
And I'm not acclimated to it yet, which is making it a lot worse. You know when like 85 feels hot because you're just not used to the heat? And next thing you know, it's like triple digits and it's a freaking oven out there.
It's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot and miserable. I think for the majority of the weekend, though, I'm in the press box, so I'm not gonna gripe too bad.
Are you with the Busters this weekend?
Yeah, I think there's one day that I got to be out in the crowd, but then I think I'm in the press box the next day. And we keep the press box at like 40.
Yeah, the air conditioner at Duncan is good.
The other box actually gets mad at us because we control 2 and 3. And we like to keep ours Arctic. And then the booth to our right, they're constantly knocking on the door asking us to turn up the thermostat. And we're like, nope, we're comfortable.
2 and 3 is on the same thermostat?
I believe so, yeah.
I didn't know that.
You're always in 1, aren't you?
I'm always in 2.
You're always in 2?
I think I'm in 2.
I think you're in 1.
I'm in 3. I don't know what room I'm in. The big room.
That's 3.
That's 3?
Yep.
That thermostat is good.
So you see all of our junk when you're in 3.
Yeah, move your crap out of there. Move your crap out of there. So when I get ready for Legion coverage, you have all your crap.
You got to move all my stuff. Yeah, I'm on the right-hand side on 3. That's where all my crap's at. I just leave it there.
Oh, jeez. And then the air conditioner vent blows right on you.
It does. On the right side is better.
Yep.
No, left side. Left side is where it blows directly on you.
It gets cold.
It's awesome.
All right, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a Wednesday morning. It's coming up on 7:55.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
One more from the comments section. Ty, you buy the grill cover. Boss's Day is coming up. Thanks, Amber. We'll put it on the list. In the news today, yesterday, the Hall County Board of Commissioners approved several significant developments, including a new housing project in Doniphan, as the board voted 5-2 to approve a rezoning and development plan for a new subdivision just west of Doniphan. The plan includes 33 homes on 3-acre lots. Regional Planning Director Chad Nabity noted the Regional Planning Commission had recommended the approval following a public hearing back on June 4th. Early yesterday, the Kearney Volunteer Fire Department responded to a structure fire on 6th Avenue. Upon arrival, crews observed a fire on the back side of the home and initiated an exterior attack. A search confirmed all occupants had evacuated. The fire had extended into a second-floor bedroom, but was extinguished without any injuries. In total, the blaze lasted for about an hour. The Nebraska State Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause, which is believed to be accidental, likely originating from embers from a fire pit. 4 individuals made their first federal court appearance on Monday after being charged in connection with a protest following a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement raid at Glen Valley Foods, a meatpacking plant in Omaha. Back on June 10th, ICE had detained approximately 76 workers during a raid at the plant, marking one of the largest worksite enforcement operations in Nebraska under the Trump administration. In the aftermath, protesters gathered near the plant, with some jumping on moving law enforcement vehicles and throwing rocks, leading to property damage. Omaha's newly elected Mayor John Ewing Jr. expressing support for the immigrant community, emphasizing that local law enforcement would not engage in immigration status checks during routine calls. 7:56, we'll switch back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Again, at the College World Series in Omaha yesterday, LSU beat UCLA 9-5 in the completion of the game on Monday. That was suspended by the weather. In the other games, Louisville knocked off Oregon State 7-6. Arkansas got by UCLA 7-3. So Oregon State and UCLA have been eliminated. Today, Coastal Carolina will play Louisville beginning at 1. The Cardinals will have to beat Coastal Carolina twice in order to move into the championship round. The Nebraska volleyball team has landed 3 more recruits to the 2027 class. Shea Witherspoon ranks 10th among all players in the 2027 recruiting class. She's a 6'3" outside hitter from St. Louis. Hua Lakona of Mesa, Arizona, and Mallory Johnson of Byron Center, Michigan, both play libero. Nebraska got 3 other commitments on Monday, including one from the number 1 player in the 2027 recruiting class, Kendall Omari of Queen Creek, Arizona. The Nebraska women's basketball team will play in the Emerald Coast Classic in Niceville, Florida, just ahead of the 2025 Thanksgiving holiday. This event is scheduled for November 24th and 25th. Nebraska will play Purdue-Fort Wayne in the opening round of the Beach Bracket. The other teams involved include Northwestern State and Virginia, Middle Tennessee State, Providence, and Alcorn State, in addition to Mississippi State. Legion Baseball last night. Grand Island beat Kearney 7-1. Tonight, Hastings Runza will host Sutton in a doubleheader out of Duncan beginning at 5:30. Spearfish bit the Hastings Sodbusters last night by a score of 13-3. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:58.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Wednesday brings one final day of cooler weather before that summer heat comes with a vengeance. Hey everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. 82 is the high today on Wednesday. We'll have a chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Northwest winds 5 to 10. Overnight tonight will be mostly clear and a low of 60. On Thursday, plenty of sunshine, a high of 94, and that's where it all starts. Friday, 101. Same on Saturday and 98 Sunday.
Right now, we got north winds at 4. It is cloudy. It is 63 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
June is busting out in live music at Mulata Vista Winery. This is Mick, and there is nothing like a summer's evening out on our patio, especially when it's filled with great music, award-winning wines, and mouth-watering foods. Saturday on June 7th, you can come enjoy country music sounds of Grant Pickrell. Grant is from Fullerton. Then on the 21st, it's classic rock and country from Eben Rosentrader. Make your reservations now on our website at MulataVistaWinery.com. Come see us, Mulata Vista Winery, St. Paul, Nebraska. Learn more on Facebook or on our website.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Raceway brings the action every Friday night with high-speed thrills and dirt-flying excitement for the whole family. From A-class and non-wing warriors to junior sprints, junior cage karts, and flat karts, there's something for every race fan to cheer for. Grandstands open at 7. Ages 13 and up are just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. Want to be part of the action? Pit passes are just $20, with gates opening at 5:30. And mark your calendars. June 27th and 28th, the now 600 National Series comes to town, featuring drivers from all over the nation and some of the best racing you'll see all season. Cam Raceway, where the dirt flies and legends are made.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson and Bronick with you on a Wednesday, huddle up on Extreme Sports. So we got the College World Series going today. Coastal Carolina, Louisville, beginning at 1. If Louisville wins that first game, they'll play another one today. Who do you like?
I'd like that game to go 2 today, but ultimately Coastal Carolina winning. I'd like for maximum baseball today, but Coastal Carolina winning the series. Although I would not be disappointed if Louisville worked their way through and won them both.
You kind of liked Coastal Carolina before College World Series got underway, and here they are.
Mm-hmm. Both the teams that I said I thought would potentially make for a very palatable championship are both in the driver's seat. So feel really good about the way my CWS predictions have gone. They've gone far better than anything else I've done this year.
Yeah, you really went out on a limb when you took LSU.
Well, you gotta throw in the favorite. I play the College World Series like I play my exotics in the horse racing. Like, you throw your favorite in there because you know that chances are they're gonna go chalk, and then you throw in maybe like a 10-1 in the Coastal Carolina. So glad that those two are on the home stretch. But like I said, Louisville's like the birthplace of the bat, so it's like quintessential to baseball. And I think it would be poetic if Louisville was in there. And two rabid fan bases like Louisville and LSU going at it.
That'd be all right.
That'd be all right. But again, I won't be disappointed if Coastal Carolina ends up winning that thing today and heads towards the championship series next week.
Arkansas, LSU tomorrow, same story. Arkansas would have to beat LSU twice in order to win the championship. I was in Arkansas before the tournament started.
And I got no problem with Arkansas. I'm an LSU baseball fan by heart, but at the same time, I can make a really strong case to be an Arkansas fan with the Dave Van Horn and Kojal connection and all the Nebraska ties to essentially to that program. And so you can make a case for the Hogs.
So you're on Coastal Carolina and LSU. So
I am. Yep.
Naturally, it'll probably be Louisville and Arkansas.
It very well could be. But so far, so good. I mean, my College World Series predictions, if you call them.
Yeah, they've been one
kind of my analysis. Yeah, we've been pretty spot on. So my gut inclination is that the top two seeds will take care of business and work their way into the championship series. But I'm
getting kind of encouraged here because our CWS predictions were pretty good.
Yeah,
our NHL predictions were pretty good. You and I were both on Florida.
Once I got to the finals, I was okay. Getting to the finals was a little bumpy.
You didn't have Florida making it to the finals, but once they got to the finals, you took Florida in the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
You and I both won that. I only took them because of the defending champion. I didn't know anything else about hockey.
We're both on OKC, and they're in the driver's seat.
We're both on OKC in the NBA, so things are looking good. We're warming up for the football season.
Just in time for us to douse the flames on the Blazing Five.
Oh, God. All right, anything else going on today we need to share on? We got into a major discussion about mascots.
I'll be interested tonight to watch Dodgers-Padres.
What's up with that?
Well, there's a little bad blood that's been brewing. And yesterday, Fernando Tatis gets hit in about the third inning, and he's, of course, the Padres' big slugging star.
Yeah.
So what do the Padres do? Well, they retaliate and they hit a Dodger star, and they pick Shohei. And they went after Shohei Ohtani yesterday, and Dave Roberts was fired up. At the point they hit Shohei, the umpires gave warnings. He thought that was too soft and it was more deliberate and should have been an automatic ejection. So Roberts gets yanked. And they meet at 9:10 tonight, so if you can burn the midnight oil and pop a little popcorn, I think we're going to see early altercations in the first inning.
Right out of the chute.
Right out of the gate, I think we'll see some bad blood. So that's high drama tonight. Those are two teams playing well in the NL West. Royals finally picking up a win yesterday against the Texas Rangers. That snaps the little snide there. Brewers and Cubs tonight, so we got great battle in the NL Central. Just good baseball all over the map. But
Rockies picked up a sweep in their series.
Well, they haven't swept them yet because there's a fourth game today.
Oh, they play again today.
This is a 4-game.
I got a message from Tim.
Yeah, it wasn't a sweep yet. I didn't respond. I didn't want to hurt it. I didn't want to poop on his parade.
Well, they're going to win the series because they've got 3
Yeah, they got the series win, but they don't have the sweep yet. They can go for the sweeperoo today.
They're only 28.5 games out of first place.
Rockies. Marquez on the hill, who has a 2-8 record and a 6.62 ERA.
When you've only won 10 games, or whatever they've won, 10, 12, 2 wins is pretty good.
6.62.
Yeah. God, do you take them today? If you're betting baseball?
No. At this point, no.
Probably not.
But I don't bet baseball anyway.
So the Rockies will probably win if we're both on the other team.
In fact, the only bets I'll make on baseball is over/under bets. I will not touch lines. It's a fool's game.
Tough to do.
It changes so drastically. You could cream a team 13-2 one day and turn around and get skunked the next.
Yeah. All right. Well,
that's the show.
That's the show for today. If you'd like to listen to it again, you can. Just to go to our podcast section. A lot of you did that yesterday. Had over 150 downloads just on Facebook alone.
Love it.
Of our show yesterday. So a lot of people are cashing in on the podcast. If you can't be with us from 7 until 8, maybe a late riser. Maybe you got something else going. Got to take the kids to summer school or summer camp or whatever.
Right.
Well, listen to us at some time at your convenience. You can do that. Just go to our social media sites, download the podcast section. You can listen to the show again. Or you can join us again tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, bright and early. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.